Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia.
and I'm Meredith.
And this is Winter is Fun, a Winter House podcast. Season 1, episode 3. Will there be a season 2? I think so.
We are 50% through.
Oh my God, wait, that's really sad because this is a really good show.
I like, you know how in most seasons you go up and then you kind of go down.
Yeah.
Like you're like, all right, we got the biggest drama. We're just going to ride this. Like it's down all the way. I feel like we're just going to be clicking up for the entire time.
I gotta be honest too. This is like usually Summer House is a really great show just as is. But because of COVID, they've done like Summer House mixed with Real World because they're like trapped together. Yeah. That's great. It doesn't matter if you bring the Southern Charm Boys. It doesn't matter if you leave them at home, keep them here. Like this cast though, like if Kyle, Paige, and Amanda are there and Lindsay, the show's fun.
And like because we're getting new blood, like there's new hookups, there's new like interests into other people. Drama. So it's giving us the like dating show with the reality TV people we love. Oh my God, that reminds me of like Shep's dating show. We had that one season.
Well, no, Bravo really, they try sometimes. They really try.
You know what, Bravo, this is a winner. Keep it going.
This is it. So check out our other podcasts on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this one, which is also Summer is Fun. I'm sure Summer House will be coming out in February, so keep on for that. Our Vanderpump Rules podcast called It's About the Pasta. That's currently live, so check that out. And then One Season Wonders, the show Meredith and I love the most because that's our funniest show that means nothing to anyone but ourselves.
There's like no rules. It's unfiltered. Like it's just different scripts and it's so great. Like maybe we need to do Shep's one season dating show.
We already have so many shows we want to watch.
I actually have a list.
It's like unbelievable. Okay, so also be sure to rate, review, subscribe. We actually have a new review.
Shut up.
It is titled Alicia and Meredith Are Fun from I Heart Travis, 5 stars.
Love.
And I Heart Travis says, such a great summer and now Winter House podcast. I feel like I'm talking with my besties about my favorite show. Do yourself a favor and listen to this one and their Vanderpump podcast.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. Woo, girl, you went off the charts.
I went really high. That was the nicest thing in the entire world. I'm so happy.
Oh my God. That made my whole day because I reviewed a tour I did this weekend and was thinking like, man, we as a society need to review things a little more. I need to do
like
better
positively because usually people review when it's negative.
Well, I mean, okay, negative reviews are helpful. Like
they're helpful.
So like, but like, let's not be mean.
Yeah. Like let's give constructive criticism. Yes. This though was nothing but praise, and I love it, and it's all I want
because there's nothing but good things here.
I heard Travis is my new favorite listener, so the rest of you step up your game and leave 5 stars.
Yeah, if you can't be a patron, then go review us.
It's free to do. It's free to judge us. Okay. Just do it. Also follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta and join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our pre-shows where Meredith and I play Fuck, Marry. No, what did we do? We played the friendship quiz.
I think we did pretty well.
We did okay. We got each other's birthdays.
We haven't lived in the same city for a very long time, so I feel like we get some passes.
Yeah, we were perfect. I don't know what anyone's talking about. Also, you get access to episodes we record early. This includes live seasons. They'll be on early for maybe 12 hours to maybe like a few days. You get access when we go back and record old seasons, like way in advance. So just check that out. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus you get access to the after show we do while we're going back and watching old seasons. So there's tons of those if you want to go back and listen to them. Also, we will say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Dustin, Gina, Jackie, Kelsey, Kristen, Mariah, Tracy, and Zoe.
Yes.
You're
really doing it for us. Our other favorite patrons. Our other favorite
patrons. Yes.
Yeah.
And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to give us your thoughts every week on the episode we just watched, on the episodes that have been previously going on in the live season.
We get it. It's hard to keep up, so we'll take your opinions whenever.
Yes, for live seasons, and we'll read them on the podcast and we'll talk about them. Also, we will pick a patron of the episode. So we actually have a new patron that joined. Well, she rejoined, but she's $5 a month. So our patron of the episode is Kristen. She back.
That's all around.
She back, bitch. Okay. I think that's it. Now we should get into the episode.
Let's do it.
If I can find it. Okay, here. So previously on Winter House, we had a hot tub makeout. Paige is very obsessed with Andrea. Jason is trying to talk to Gabby, but she's into Luke. Kyle is working while on vacation, and it's really annoying Amanda. Sierra likes Austen, but Lindsay got here, and her and Austen are BFFs. And then we find out Lindsay and Austen fucked previously, not in the Winter House, but like before. And then Lindsay told Austen that she's in love with him. And then Austen called her his sister.
Which every girl wants to hear.
Like music to our ears. So we actually pick up right there. It's right after snow biking. Austen again says, I love you like a sister.
I love you, Lindsay, like a sister.
He's getting so much shit on social media. Like, does he fuck his sisters? And he really doesn't have a sister. So
I know.
Even worse.
Here's the thing. Every show has to have a villain, and Austen is this one.
Yeah. You honestly just said, like, you're my best friend.
Yes.
Don't even say so.
I get it though. He's like trying to set a boundary, and his thought is like, sister clearly divides where this can go.
Oh, it divided it. Yeah, but he just doesn't want to fuck up their friendship, which I get, but you already fucked it up when you fucked.
Yes. Yep.
So it's fun.
You know what I want? I want more details about when that stuff happened.
I want the when, where, how, drunk, sober.
Yeah. I need that to understand more. So if we are sister and brother.
So everyone else is just watching this go down. And so Kyle asked Craig, like, did you know that they hooked up? And Craig says he knew, but not because anyone told him.
Classic Craig.
He knows them. Craig's actually a fortune teller on Southern Charm. He like knows a lot of things.
Knows everything.
He knows people too well. He's a lawyer. He like reads people.
He's honestly like a detective, honestly.
He is. He's great. So Lindsay then starts talking back at Austen and says, like, you know, New Year's, they talked 15 times on FaceTime. And he said one of his goals was to date Lindsay, and that puts shit in her head, which I kind of get. I get when it like puts shit in your head.
Yes, I get what she is saying. However, the context that he said it changes it.
So he, every New Year's, goes to Madison Square Garden to a fish show.
A 4-day
fish
concert,
show.
He said.
Yeah.
Alicia, if a boy called you and you knew this was where he was,
4-day fish concert,
would you like take it seriously? Like, what?
If we're gonna be honest, I wouldn't have answered. I would have been like, "Why are you calling me at a fish concert?" Let's start
if he calls you 15 times and tells you he loves you, dude, he has no clue what's happening.
I think though, if I already would have feelings for him, like I think Lindsay probably already had feelings for Austen, it would get in my head. But
you wouldn't hold him to it like she is.
No. But also Lindsay's like slightly more intense than I am. I don't want to say she's crazy, because
I agree.
I think Austen is gaslighting her, because then in his interview he's like, she should know I was fucked up, she should know that wasn't real. And I was like, well, sir, like,
I think she should know that wasn't as real if if since then his actions have not aligned with that.
But I think they have. You saw when she showed up to the house, he picked her up, spun her around.
You're right.
I love you. I'm so happy to see you.
You're right.
And if we already fucked since then, and then he also said, like,
no, it hasn't been since then. That happened like 2 years ago.
No,
it
sorry,
happened
not since
pre-pandemic.
That's what I meant. We fucked before then, and then he's saying he wants to date me, and now he's acting kind of lovey-dovey. Like, I get it. So Austen's like, he's coming from a different place, and Lindsay's like, I'm confused by that. But then they decide Lindsay thinks that Austen's putting her on a shelf until he's ready, which I kind of also think slightly. But
I think he's putting her in the reserve box, but I don't think he's like, I'm gonna come back to her. Like I don't think he thinks he's saving her until he's like ready to get married. I think he's like, I'm gonna put her in the like injured reserve list over here just in case.
Yeah, but he's putting her. Yeah. He's like, I'll come to her when I need her. Yes. But you know what? Lindsay's not a back burner girl. She's a front burner girl.
Yes.
Fuck yes.
Either step up or get off the pot. She said it better than that, but
I loved it. It was great. You did amazing. But Austen doesn't want to ruin their relationship. Switching back to Craig, he's basically like, these two are best friends who sleep in the same bed and hang out. And Jules is like, I don't have sex with people like my siblings, so I don't know where that's coming from. And yeah, so Lindsay and Austen agree to resume their friendship, and then Austen goes, should we shake hands? And Lindsay's like, no, we're gonna hug. And everyone's watching this and feels the awkwardness.
I think they are both friends who like cross into territory that like, I don't want to say normal people, but like people have like more normal friendships don't really like after this conversation, most people would not be like, yeah, let's hug.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Lindsay's really still holding out hope, and it hurts me to watch because I've been in that position. Like, she really does have feelings, and it sucks that he doesn't.
She's done this in like every relationship, though.
I know.
It's a pattern for her too.
She wears her heart on her sleeve.
She like goes in deep immediately.
She's ready to commit. Okay,
she has that timeline.
Got her list.
I know.
I'm rooting for her though. Anyway, so now we're back at the house. Luke's just continuing to build his igloo, which I find absolutely hilarious. The girls, which is just Paige, Sierra, and Amanda, they go into Paige and Sierra's room and talk about how much they love Jason. Mm-hmm. And Amanda's like, Paige, why don't you love Jason? And Paige is like, I'm obsessed with my Italian.
Yeah.
And Amanda's like
we're getting married.
And then Amanda's like, Paige is planning the wedding.
Yeah.
Amanda's like, hey, Sierra, how about you and Jason? And Sierra's like, no, thanks. And Amanda's like, how about me and Jason?
I know. She's like, I'm going to take off this ring just for a minute. And Jason's fine.
Yeah. But he's really into Gabby. So we're rooting for that, I guess. I was kind of hoping for it. And
yeah, it seems like, well, on the trio of, or at least Amanda's side, Amanda seems like she's really bonding with Jason and like loves him as a person.
Yeah.
As a brother, sister, we'll say.
Yeah. Well, she's tied up, so they can't fuck.
Yeah. That she like wants him to be happy.
They hang out. Like, there were a few times when in like the party montage when they would just be taking a shot together.
Yes.
And I was like, oh.
It seems like Amanda and Jason are like personality wise, like vibe off each other and are like very attracted in that way, like friendship way.
Fantastic. So now I think it's Tuesday. They don't really give us a day, but it's 4:47 p.m. The gang gets back from snow biking. We look at Luke's igloo. It looks like fine. It's not ready. We need some men to help him, some strong men. Jason says he actually is getting a keg delivered. We're going to have a cold beer bash and you need a drinking buddy. So he asked Gabby right then and there if he or she will be his drinking buddy. And she doesn't say yes. She says, I'm Irish. And he says, me too. So I
love this. Good job, Jason. This is how you make moves.
Yes, this was great.
You force pairings and you make sure you get yours first.
Well, also, I think it's really flattering if someone's like, Alicia, I want you to be my partner. I'd be like,
yeah. I'm like, okay. Of course you do. I'm amazing at drinking games.
Paige and Andrea match up. Obviously, like Kyle and Amanda, but Amanda doesn't really drink beer. And like Kyle can't work, but that's where his mind is. So that team's a mess.
Yep.
And the first few days, Kyle's been really anxious. Things are stressful, but we're getting through it. Loverboy will continue. We're all putting money into that business. Trust me.
There's a lot going on with work. And then they also had to replan that wedding right before they left. So just stress on stress happening for poor Kyle.
The starter keg is here. And Austin's like, What the fuck is that little
This isn't a
ass
keg, dude. What the hell? This is 34 beers.
It's his starter keg. I thought he said it was 41 beers.
I didn't write it down.
Whatever. Either way, Andrea's like, holy shit, that's a lot of beers. And Austin's like, no, it's not. And Andrea goes, that's gonna send me to the hospital.
I was like, this is nothing.
Innocent. It was so innocent. Where he doesn't drink a lot of beer. He's probably a wine guy,
Yeah, but
Italian's
still,
wine.
I think also when you hear like 41 beers, you're like, oh, that's nothing. But this is like a house of 13 people, and you're playing games. Like so much is gonna spill.
Well, let's just say it's 34 beers divided by 13. Everyone gets 2.5 beers.
That's nothing.
41, maybe.
And the half is 13. Like what you're gonna spill.
That'd be 3 beers. Yeah, everyone gets like 3 beers. It was a starter. More is coming. There's obviously Loverboy. You think that Kyle was like, you were not allowed to order more than 50 beers, or I swear to God. And so Jason's like, this is all Kyle let me get.
Instead of a U-Haul of like their work desks, Kyle and Amanda brought a U-Haul of just Loverboy.
And they're like, this is the sole drink of Winter House, the show. Sponsored by Loverboy.
Basically.
So Lindsay and Jules are getting ready in their room. Lindsay's just, her head is still on Austen.
I feel this. She's like her like feet are underneath the bed and she's just laying there like, there's something about laying on the ground where it's not comfortable enough that you'll like fall asleep or like never want to get up, but it's just like exactly the comfort you need.
And I get it, right? She can't even get rejected and then like go home. She, I guess, live with this person and watch him hook up with another girl.
That would be tough. You're basically like in summer camp, which is a really small group of it.
Exactly. So Austen and Sierra talk in Austen's room, and Austen said Lindsay's a crazy person, and Lindsay said she's in love with him, and she had no right to say that because she should know that Austen has no place for that in his life. I hated it. I hated every second of it.
I want to break this down because one, I think we as a society just use crazy so loosely, and it's something I'm trying to personally work on. I can't blame him so much for using it because like we basically almost did it like just now. It's so easy just to throw that term out in the moment because you don't know what else word to use, but there are so many words in the English language we can use.
Yeah, and I don't think we should call Lindsay crazy for having feelings and expressing those feelings just because they're not feelings other people want to hear.
I agree.
Then it was like she had no right to say she was in love with him, and that, again, it's just her
everybody
feelings.
Has a right to their own emotions. Stop telling people they can't have their emotions.
Yeah, if you're not ready to hear it, that's your issue, but it's not Lindsay's issue for expressing it.
And he should be able to. He can't say like I'm frustrated because she knows what I've just gone through.
Yeah,
I'm not ready for this.
Yes,
but that's not what he said.
And that's his feeling.
Yes,
like he's blaming her, which is like not okay
for having feelings.
We also get a quick flash of Madison straight up denying Austen, which I didn't know how much I love.
Oh my God. But also as a girl, as Sierra, like sitting here listening to this, this is like sirens going off in my opinion of like, why are you sitting here with this boy who you do like? Well, okay, if you just want a hookup for Winter House, then this is fine. Whatever. This seems like to be the exact thing for you. Yeah. But if you're looking at some end game for this, clearly he's not it. He's not in the position to do this.
And he tends to kind of gaslight his exes when he doesn't get what he wants, right? Like he did it to Madison.
Yep.
He's doing it to Lindsay.
Well, he just like blames them for
their feelings.
Yes.
Like even my favorite still, if you don't watch Southern Charm, just watch season 8. There's this video of Austen getting caught having a threesome while he's dating Madison, and she catches him. She's like, oh my God, Austen. And Austen literally is like, oh my God, Madison, this is your fault. Like basically it's like why are you mad?
So mad? Yeah.
So he has a tendency to do this. I agree. I think Sierra should have heard this and been like, you know what? It's not like the coolest thing to like come at a girl.
Well,
like
again, yes. And then, but it also depends what she wants out of this, because if it's just a hookup, I don't think she has to hold a whole place for Lindsay's feelings when she didn't, like, it's already started. This hookup has already started.
Yes.
before she knew all this. So
yeah,
if you just want to hook up, then like, let's just keep this train rolling.
so this is where there was a tweet, and I know you DM'd me about it, but it was like, I can't believe Sierra like cut off Luke for the Hannah thing, but she won't, she like stays on Austen's side for the Lindsay thing. And I think I like get it. There's probably other shit that happened with Luke, but my thing is Luke never claimed to be Hannah's like BFF, right? They had a fling. It didn't work out the way Hannah wanted it. She was upset. Luke didn't handle it in the best way. And Sierra was mad that he would treat a girl like that.
Yes.
Austen here is sitting here like, Lindsay's my best friend in the world. I love her. She's like my sister. She's the greatest. And then behind her back is like,
it's so
she's fucking crazy. I'm blaming her. So I think that's worse. Like, I don't care if this one hookup wants to talk shit about me, like fine.
Yeah.
Or like someone I liked, fine. But if you're my best friend,
oh, I agree. I think that shows like his character, and like I hate just in general like friends like that.
Yeah.
It's terrible. The only argument I have is, well, I guess I have two, because I DM'd you this, that Sierra on Watch What Happens Live said she cut off Luke for not for Hannah, like about Hannah reasons. There were like other things in there. So I personally think it got edited out because the storyline looked like was just easier to follow if it was about Hannah, and also juicier. But also, when things started and how information came out was in different timing too. Like obviously that's Luke and Sierra had hooked up already and done stuff way in the past, but when they got to the summer house, like the Hannah and Luke drama was immediate. Yeah. And so they hadn't hooked up yet in the summer house, Luke and Sierra yet. But in the winter house, Austen and Sierra had hooked up, then this Lindsay stuff happened. So like those feelings are caught and those boundaries have already been crossed, that like it's easy to keep doing it or to just like justify it. So I feel like in the moment, those situations were very different too.
Yeah, I totally get that. I think Sierra's, under whatever spell Austen has, she's like into it. So she doesn't see as clearly. I just wish, because I was like, Sierra's such a girl's girl. She's
I know, but also like her and Lindsay don't seem to be like friends. That close. Yeah.
That was my other thing, was like, they just might not be friends. And Sierra last season was new, so she would have been friends with anyone,
Yeah, like she bonded so quickly with Hannah that I think that bond with Hannah did potentially interfere with the stuff with Luke, but it's like you just immediately gravitates towards someone, and in this situation Sierra's gravitating towards Austen rather than Lindsay in the like how close you are with someone.
I don't know what I would do, but I hope I would just turn to Austen and be like, let's not talk about, like, I would be like, I'm still gonna hook up with you, but let's take it down.
Yes, like, I feel like with the space I'm in now, I really like to counteract some of that language with people that I'm like,
let's
all right,
use crazy.
Yeah, like let's take it down a notch. You shouldn't be talking about your friend this way. Like, I agree that like let's not pursue her. Let's pursue me.
Yeah, let's pursue me.
But like, let's also not call her crazy.
Yes. Well, whatever. So Austen does tell Sierra they hooked up, but he moved on. And Sierra's like, if you want to explore that, that's fine. And Austen's like, I'm not interested in her at all. And then let's make out.
Yeah.
So that ends. So now it's 6:10 p.m. Kyle's talking to Amanda about work, and Amanda again is annoyed. So Amanda goes up to talk to Jason about Gabby. She ditches Kyle, her actual future
like,
husband.
Kyle's not fun. I'm gonna go have fun over
Jason,
here.
Fun.
Kyle's not fun.
So Gabby then is in her room and she's visited by Luke. She's reading a book about how to talk to different people. And Luke's like kind of interested about it. And then we find out she also writes notes every day and puts them on the wall. And then she wakes up and closes her eyes and then picks a note and lives by that note.
I love that. I'm
into it.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to do it, but I'm into
it for like quotes, like a quote, like to inspire
I'm a big quote
you for
bitch.
The day. Yeah.
I was a quote bitch. I'm probably still not going to do it, but good. Great.
Sounds like a great idea. Probably won't.
Great idea.
Enter my life.
Not for me. But also I got vibes that Luke was just being nice. in the, like he was just like, hey, I saw you in here by yourself. What are you reading?
But
he's been
I
there.
feel like Luke doesn't realize that like this can also come off as like you're interested in me. Like what guy comes to talk to you like that?
Listen.
And talks to you about your book about talking to other people.
No, I have to tell you this. Since moving to New York, it has to be a Midwest thing. I will be at a party and I'll see someone by themselves and I'm like, I'll ditch the people I know and be like, I have to go talk to this person. I just feel 100%. Bad.
I agree.
And
but you can see how like Gabby kind of has like interest in him, that she's like reading into this, similar to the Lindsay.
Yeah, like, but what Austen I was getting at, what I was getting at was people in New York don't do that. They're like, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I think it's just like a weird, not cultural thing, but like a different area thing.
Luke being from the Midwest.
It's like a nicety in the Midwest that you're like, I can't be mean to someone who's like new and doesn't know anyone.
Yeah.
Like I have to
like seek them out to make people feel included.
Which that's how I do know how it can be taken. I totally get that. But it is just a real nice
Luke being Luke.
We do it. Andrea visits Sierra and Paige. We hear again how he wants to marry an American girl and move back to Italy to raise his family and be with his mom.
He's an only child and feels kind of guilty for not being there.
But he's just having fun right now. He's just doing his thing. So Paige offered, because Andrea has to shower, and Paige is like, you can use our shower if you want. And he's like, I can't, because then I'd have to invite you in with me. Which like so this is hot. This is hot.
It's like very simple and like good, very good short little like lines, and you're like a putty in his hands.
Yeah, because then you can giggle a little bit, because it's not like too witty where you have to like say something witty back.
Yeah,
but it's like cute enough where you like can giggle a little bit and be like, that was fun. Yeah. Craig texts his girlfriend Natalie, misses her. It's weird not having her. He just wants to hang out with his friends, but his friends want to hang out with girls.
This is the worst though. When everybody has someone and you're like womp womp.
Yeah, this is my vibe most of the time, but it happens. So Jules and Gabby are talking. And Gabby's basically like, she doesn't know where she stands with Luke. There's like this gray area. He's definitely not interested in Jason though. And Jules is kind of sad about that because she would have loved for them to get together, but she respects it. And she's actually going to talk to Luke.
And
see what he thinks about Gabby.
She wants to play matchmaker for Luke and Gabby.
She's here for it. So now it's 8:19 p.m. It's time to party. We're doing keg stands and shots and beer pong. And Luke and Lindsay are trying to talk, but my favorite drunk Amanda is like, take a shot with me. And so she interrupts it. They take a shot and she leaves. And then Lindsay talks to Luke about communicating with Austen through their eyeballs.
I love
that she says eyeballs. It's my eyeballs.
I'm like, Lindsay, like you are just too involved. Like this is not. Let's take some step back.
It's fresh though. It's like a fresh wound.
I know, but this is Lindsay with like every aspect of her life.
I love it.
This is her personality.
Lindsay. It's just Lindsay. We can't harp on it.
Oh, you are just like literally setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah. But Luke's here for her no matter what.
I love this friendship, and I love that it's platonic. It is brother sister, and we have not crossed that line.
Even though we thought we crossed the line,
even though a random ass fortune teller human through DMs said that they may have hooked up.
It was the funniest thing. Okay, so now it is 9:07 p.m. Paige and Andrea are making out, and she's like, oh my God, you taste like beer. So then Amanda grabs Paige's face and kisses her and says, do I taste like beer? I love drinking. Amanda
just like wants to have fun.
Yeah.
And like,
she's single.
This is like role reversal with Kyle and Amanda in Winter House. Like normally Amanda's like way chiller, like doesn't want to get like hammered this much, but Amanda's like, I am ready to be on vacation.
Amanda is as single as she can be with her fiance sitting right over there. She is doing her thing. We take more shots. Jason's making a fire inside, and Kyle asks Gabby and Jason if they've hooked up, like in front of them. And this is where Gabby says she loves his friendship and she doesn't want to ruin it. And she says she loves him like a brother, but they haven't fucked yet, so it's not weird.
So they are legit
put up the boundary,
like siblings, and Jason is like, okay, this sucks.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Moving on. So
he's like, I'll take the Lindsay sibling version.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah. Just fuck me once and we can move on.
There we go.
Paige is talking to Jules about how she's nervous, and that's how she knows she likes Andrea. Mm-hmm. And he actually walks in to bring her a potato chip romance.
He's like, do you want a chip? And I'm like, please follow me around and feed me.
God, he is my dream man. Okay, so now we're table dancing. So Luke and someone else are like on the table dancing, shirts off. And Jules just screams like, why are my panties on the floor? Which I don't know if those were hers or she like brought them separately. She like took them off. There was no back.
Were they actually any on there? I thought she was just like saying that as like a phrase. Like, you know how like people say like, that's a panty dropper, like move or something. Like, I'm really into that.
No, because then she put the underwear in Luke's belt line. Like,
I didn't see that. But like,
yeah,
I know this was like a big contention thing, like online.
Yeah. So Luke is dancing and Jules takes the underwear that was on the ground, and I hope it was hers, and sticks it in Luke's like belt pant line. And Gabby sees this and is obviously pissed.
Yes.
Which I would be. It was just super weird.
Well, then they like
were there.
They like dance together.
Yeah,
it just like compounds. Yeah.
And Gabby says she knows like it's because Julia needs attention. And I guess she's ruined past relationships for Gabby.
Which like, whoa.
Which we later find out her ex and her broke up because of Jules.
But like, I need more.
I need all of the details.
Yes, because like I'm gonna judge this situation knowing like Jules was potentially involved, and so like that clouds like my judgment for this. But like I want to know, Jules better be on like Watch What Happens Live and like clear this up next week, because like I want to know what that means in both Jules and Gabby's perspective.
Agreed. So Amanda, meanwhile, is not looking at Luke stripping. She is looking for Kyle, but he is watching Andrea and Paige dance, which is just Paige straddling him, which was hot, but also like that table.
All I needed was like Kyle having like a bag of popcorn and missing half of his face.
Like, well, he was like, yeah, like pointing, screaming. And so Amanda's just annoyed because like Kyle works all day and then he hangs out with the guys and not her. And she's just like not feeling valued right now.
She doesn't get any time, even drunk time.
Yeah. So to handle this, I think she does the right thing. It's 10:34. She goes to her room, calls her mom, wants to vent about Kyle. There's been no happy moments recently. I think this was for most couples coming out of COVID. It was just like, you got to separate, but also you still need that time together. And
because the thing is, you're spending time with each other, but you're not spending quality time with each other. And that's the problem.
So Amanda goes into the bathroom to talk to her mom.
Yes.
And this is when the downstairs bathroom, meanwhile. Yes. So this is when Kyle starts asking if anyone's seen Amanda. He's like, hey, where'd she go? He's looking around, checks every room. He can't find her. He starts asking everyone to
get an arrow on the bathroom.
Has anyone seen Amanda? Everyone says no. No one's concerned except except Lindsay and like a little bit of Craig.
But only when like Kyle starts to like sob.
Well, Kyle's like, I can't find her. And you hear Craig's voice be like, I'll help, but he doesn't. No. And then Lindsay's the one that like goes to help. So finding Amanda consists of sitting in Luke's room, talking with each other.
Calming him down. Yes. We're gonna find her.
So Lindsay and Kyle talk, and Kyle starts crying about how they've been through a roller coaster with their wedding. It's not funny, it's very sweet, but it's also watching drunk people
hammered.
Watching drunk people.
Oh my God. Like a montage of dancing upstairs, and then Kyle and Lindsay sitting and Kyle sobbing because he can't find his fiance.
He's emotional. He's worried because he knows he doesn't give her enough attention. He knows he didn't do a good job, and he's just bawling.
He like thinks she like just ditched out and like abandoned them and is like gone girling.
Do you think he was worried because she might have left because she was angry, or like maybe she went missing and he was now realizing she got lost in the woods?
She left him.
Oh.
because the way
It's
he's
been
saying,
like 15 minutes and her shit is still in the room.
But like, this is how hammered he is, that he's
I
like,
know, it's
God,
so cute.
I don't pay her enough attention, and it's been a lot, and I know that, and she needs to be treated so much better.
So Amanda's found. Paige, Jules,
Lindsay
and Sierra find
Amanda.
Wait, no. First, Paige, Sierra, and Jules find her, and then Amanda goes to take a shot. She's dancing around. She's just chilling, and then Craig sees her and is like, "Where have you been? Kyle's about to call the police." So then Amanda does go upstairs, but she goes into a different room with other people, like down the hall. She is down the hall, but Kyle is still crying. So this is when Lindsay goes into full detective mode. She's like, I'm gonna fucking find her. And she's a best friend on a mission. This is a best friendship. This is brother sister shit. Lindsay's gonna die for Kyle.
This is real brother sister shit.
Yeah. So Amanda's in Craig's room, and so Lindsay busts through and she's like, I found her, and she puts Amanda on her back, takes her maybe 7 feet to Luke's room where Kyle
it's like
is.
The way this ends up playing out, you're like, this is so dumb.
You could have heard Amanda talking to Craig, like she was right there. So
I bet the music's blaring though, you can't even hear your own thoughts.
So Lindsay gets Amanda in the room and goes, I found her. Like, we need to put this in the wedding. Lindsay is the bestest friend there ever was.
Lindsay needs to carry Amanda down the aisle.
Kyle's still sobbing, and Amanda's like,
she's like,
what is wrong?
You're crying? Are you okay?
And she's like, he goes, I didn't know where you were. And she's like, I was in the downstairs bathroom. And Kyle goes, you only go there when you need to poop.
And he's like, I just want to party with you. And she's like, you want to party with me?
They're so cute. And they're both like kind of crying at this point.
Oh my God.
And so, people say Amanda's kind of a good time, and people say Kyle's kind of a great time. So they're going to do this. And at the end of the day, they love each other.
It's like a pep talk to drunk people to be like, I love you. Let's go have fun. This is what the girls' bathroom is kind of like whenever you're drunk. Yeah. It's like, it's such a pep talk.
Yeah, but usually I'm in it. I just,
there's rarely sobbing. I feel like it's more like, let's do this.
I appreciate Lindsay and her best friendship. I appreciate Kyle realizing what he lost when she was gone for 15 minutes. I hope
he remembers it when he wakes up.
I appreciate Amanda being able to vent, take some shots, and then see her boyfriend longing for her. And I appreciate them deciding to have a good drunk time together.
Yes.
This was my favorite scene of this episode.
It was great.
It was a 10 out of 10. My favorite tweet was someone put a picture of them and said, I'm going to tell my kids this was Allie and Noah from The Notebook.
Oh my God.
It's romantic as shit. So now it's 11:36. We destroyed the entire house. Gabby asked Paige to talk really quick. So they go into Paige's closet. And Gabby just says she's over Julia flirting with Luke. She's like really upset about it. I think she just needed to vent. Sierra joins, and Gabby's just like, oh, I'm so mad. And I get this. When you're drunk and you see your friend hitting on your man, you're like, fuck that.
And Paige said on Watch What Happens Live that Paige had found Gabby earlier whenever she like retreated. And so Paige thinks that like stumbling upon her and being like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like gave Gabby kind of the comfortableness to like come talk to her about this then later on in the night.
How did she feel though being Jules's friend from Limited 2?
She didn't those Limited 2 days are really bonding. She did not mention that at all, but
I think it's nice, like Gabby obviously doesn't have another girlfriend to talk to.
Yeah. Like, I think when you see that like somebody seems upset, like no matter how close you are with someone, you're always like, yes, I'll listen. And you probably did just reserve your comments if you feel the opposite, because you wouldn't give people the space to have their feelings. Well, girls do, at least. Guys clearly. Austens of the world don't.
So it's Wednesday morning now, 12:37 a.m. We are still partying, but it is officially the next day. We're still doing fire shots. It's Jason, Amanda, and Lindsay. That's a fun group. Would love to see more of those three hang out. But Lindsay, once Amanda kind of excuses herself, Jason tells Lindsay she's a very sexy woman and not to forget it. And good thing Amanda didn't hear that, because she would be jealous AF. Where am I? Oh, so Gabby goes to bed. And they all are hanging out in like God knows whose room. And Sierra tells Julia that Gabby's mad because Gabby danced with Luke. And Julia's like, well, if Gabby has a problem, she can come talk to me about it.
I hate this.
This is one-on-one. I know I fucked up, but I didn't fuck up enough for you to be mad.
Yeah, like, I don't like this because when somebody tells you like somebody's mad, you should be concerned about their feelings if you're their friend.
Yeah.
No matter if they have a right in your mind or not.
Yeah. This is, I know I fucked up, but she can't be mad because I didn't do anything.
Yeah, like this really wasn't anything.
It's not my fault. Yeah. So now it is Wednesday, 1:26 a.m. These people never go to bed. Kyle's trying. He's just too fucked up to make it to his bed. He needs to brush Amanda's teeth. He can't, but he didn't turn on the light. Sierra and Austen are talking in her room, and Paige and Andrea show up, and they start having like a weird makeout orgy again. And then Andrea kind of chokes Paige, and Austen is like taken aback by this. And so Paige kicks the boys out. They're like, we have to sleep. And Paige and Sierra do a cute little giddy dance.
Yes.
Giddy girl dance. This is definitely what girls do when you leave the room.
100%.
And yeah, Kyle does end up finding the toothbrush in this saga and brushes Amanda's teeth for her. So this is
love. I mean, watching Kyle like be attentive to Amanda this like series is very nice.
If you're listening to this and thinking, oh, I could maybe date Alicia, this is the love I want. I want you to cry when
I don't need you to brush my teeth though.
No, but it's like cute if you were to offer and I was too drunk. Because then I'd be like, yeah, I don't really want to. Could you bring it to me?
I'm in for all this. Just skip the trying to brush my teeth. Like, you really don't need that.
That's fine.
I think that would really freak me out if I like kind of woke up to that.
No, she was awake.
Oh, well,
he was like, she didn't want to get up and go to the bathroom, I think, to brush her teeth.
Okay.
So he was like, I'll get it for you. Gotcha. And she was like, great, which I'm in. So now it's Wednesday morning, 9:27 a.m. We have 11 days left. Kyle is not going to work today. Like the bad bitch he is. Andrea brings Paige some coffee, and everyone's got to get up and go because we're going to go skiing.
Yes.
Luke's trying to clean up. He's very upset about the half drink water bottles.
I get that.
Jules and Lindsay are getting ready, and Jules says it's kind of awkward because Gabby's not talking to her, and Lindsay's like, you should probably just go talk to Gabby.
Well, yeah, Jules is like, she won't even look at me, and I'm like, oh, I get this. When I'm like pissed at people, I can't. I won't look them in the eye.
I won't either. I appreciate Lindsay being like, just be the bigger person.
Yes, Lindsay's direct, and I do appreciate that.
Yeah, but Jules doesn't do it, which like kind of annoys me. But
shocker, the person who's actually guilty makes themselves the victim.
Yep. So it's 11:17 a.m. We are off to skiing. Everyone's going. Kyle's excited to see Amanda ski because she's not very good. Took her 3 hours.
I feel this. I've never been skiing, and this is what scares me is being the person who has to go to the freaking bunny hills while the fun people go out.
I would rather the bunny hill. I want to learn.
I know, but I want to be with like the fun people who like know what they're doing. But like, I don't know I want to be a person who knows what I'm doing.
I've never skied. It scares the hell out of me. I would be getting some hot chocolate or something.
Same.
Yeah, so let's have some fun, guys. Paige and Craig have like a little interaction about how the hill is 3 miles long. And I think this is, again, Bravo just forecasting the relationship.
Well, Craig, like, Paige is obviously going to the bunny hills, and Craig's like, I'm sure you could like come to this like the very easy hill. The next up from the bunny hill is like a 3 mile one. He's like, you could come do that one with us. And she's like, yeah, okay.
3 miles. She was like, 3 miles.
He's like, it's not that steep. I think he said something like, it's not that steep. And
3 miles.
Or like it's steep and it doesn't have little hills or like things you have to weave in and out of. But either way, it already sounded too much.
Austen put Sierra's helmet on. Ugh, I feel Lindsay on this one. Barf. Kyle's gonna leave Amanda and the other non-skiers with the instructor, and he's gonna go to the top with all the cool cats. Yeah, we got like Lucas snowboarding, Jules and Craig are snowboarding, everyone else I think is skiing. Like, we're just fucking killing the game.
It's basically all the guys are doing the fun shit plus Jules.
And Jules. Yeah. So Gabby and Sierra and Lindsay are super struggling. Sierra eats shit at one point, which like fucking sent me. Paige
like,
falls
look how bad
times.
they are on the bunny hills. This terrifies me.
This would have been me. If I had a friend to do it with, I'd be like I think this.
I would try, but I would not try very long.
No. Yeah, I would probably do it with this group and be like, do you guys want to go get drunk now?
I'd be like, max 2 hours. That's it. I'm not spending all day.
2 hours. Jesus.
Some people spend all day out there.
Blah. I don't ski. So at the top, the boys and Jules have a little hangout and they talk and they ask Andrea if he was putting out his stallion moves. And everyone really likes Paige. They think she's a great girl and Andrea agrees, but he doesn't want to rush into anything.
Yeah.
And we find out he broke up with his ex 9 months ago because of COVID and he was stuck in Italy and it was hard because he thought that was his forever person. And he doesn't really want a rebound relationship. He's just looking to have fun on vacation.
Which, like, to me, I think must mean that ex he broke up with moved on. Because wouldn't you think they would just get back together if they were both single? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I guess so. I don't know, unless he was like, I don't know, doing shady shit. And she was like, I don't want to get back with you.
How do you move on from someone you thought, like, how do you move on to the next person from one you thought was your forever? Well,
in Andrea's case, you just make out with the next person in the hot tub. And then bring them coffee the next morning. I also think though he has not preference that he doesn't want a relationship. This is a clear relationship move he's pulling on Paige.
Yes. It's the like coffee and the cute comments and like he's like progressing things.
Yeah, but whatever. I'm not gonna judge. I'm gonna wait to see how
like Austen is doing the hookup moves and Andre is doing the I want a relationship moves.
Yeah. Austen's not bringing anyone coffee in the morning. He sleeps until 1
literally is calling girls crazy.
Yeah.
And saying he can't handle love right now. So like
he's broken. So now it's 4:15 p.m. We're sitting around a fire. Amanda actually did the best on the bunny slopes. Probably because Kyle's made her do real slopes.
Yeah, it seems like this is not her very first time, so she's gonna graduate from those bunny slopes soon.
So now is when I think Jules asked Gabby to talk.
Well, first she like squeezes right in next to Jason, even though it's like a it's a like love seat and there's already 2 people on it. She seems like the type that just like needs to be really included in things.
She needs guys' attention. She likes guys' attention.
I think just attention in general. Like she needs to be in the middle of it all.
Yeah. 100%. Well, those limited 2 models, they love attention.
Paige just knows how to get it a little more naturally.
So Jules and Gabby go talk. Gabby explains why she's mad, because like Jules was dancing with Luke and Gabby had just said that she liked Luke. So she was upset. And so Jules said she wasn't going to ask Luke about Gabby at the party. She was
wasn't the right time.
And Gabby's like, okay, but that's not why I'm upset.
Yeah. I'm not upset because you didn't talk to him.
Yeah. So Jules is like, I don't understand. And Gabby is like, I'm just kind of over it. And so this is where Jules is like, well, I don't even know where you're coming from. And Gabby's like, okay, fine. So Jules just like can't like respect someone else's feelings and like listen and be
she can't see her perspective at all.
No, and nothing got accomplished.
So what are your thoughts here on this? On like the whole situation?
I don't think Gabby did the best job of explaining why she was upset, or it wasn't like edited that way. But I think Jules came off like kind of harsh, like, well, I wasn't going to do it. And then like, I don't even know why you're mad. And that would make me not want to explain why I'm mad and just like get madder.
And shut down.
I think when I get madder, I either will say something I'll probably regret or I walk away. And usually I choose to walk away because saying something mean then is like not the way to solve anything. So I kind of think this is what Gabby did, where she was like, I'm just going to get more mad. So I'm excusing myself. But it was just like a waste of my airtime. Honestly, nothing got done.
I think it's what's insane is I think Jules thinks like Gabby's just mad that she like danced with Luke. And like, that's some big scandal. Like it's not that big of a deal. I danced with him. And it's like, that's not why I'm mad. Why I'm mad is that you said you were going to get involved and like help me and like be a matchmaker, and then you go and do kind of the opposite. Like if you know I like him and are trying to push me towards him, you wouldn't do those types of things.
Yeah, you would make him dance with me.
Yes. Yeah.
I get that.
I think Jules just can't see beyond the attention like she needs, like the spotlight on her.
I mean, I'm like Team Gabby at this point.
100%.
I would just, I like, it makes me upset.
Did you do a poll on this?
I don't think so.
We can get to it at the end.
Yeah, I don't think so. But okay, so now it's 6:59 p.m. We all get a second wind. Craig and Austen go hang out in the hot tub. Luke is showing people his live cameras from his lake property and all the animals that come.
Such a Luke thing.
So Luke, actually, the more he gets to know Julia, the more he's kind of like into her, but she has a boyfriend. So like, fuck that and fuck her.
This is why, like, this is what bothers me is like girls who are like, I have a boyfriend. It's like, that doesn't stop people from having feelings. So
yeah.
So like, you can say that it's fine. You're just dancing with him friendly, but you are affecting his feelings potentially from being Gabby like, pointed towards me. Yeah.
Yeah. You're affecting two people now with your actions, and two people you like don't really intend on doing anything with.
But you like say that you want to help push them together, but you're really doing the opposite.
Exactly. So Gabby's just upstairs in her bed. Andrea and Austen are now hanging out in the hot tub. Craig went to go find hot girls. But Andrea says he's really happy because usually he says he doesn't get along with boys. He likes girls better, but he's getting along with Austen and Craig. So it's working out. Gabby FaceTimes her mom. She vents to her mom about the fight with Julia, and she's crying because she just feels invalidated. And I get that. She was invalidated.
100%.
Lindsay and Jules talk. Lindsay has not talked to Austen. She thought she came into this thinking she was going to have a flirty vacation, maybe a few makeouts, and it's not like that. Now she feels alone, and she just makes bad decisions with men. And we get flashes of it to Everett, to Payman, although Payman
literally won every single season.
Carl, Steven, aka Stravy.
I love those arrows.
Here's my thing. I do feel for Lindsay, right? She went into it one way. She wasn't there for one day. She came one day late, and her whole plan was went the total opposite way. She tried to bare her soul. He denied it. She's hurt. She has to live in this house with these people. She's just sad, and I get it.
That's why you just don't go in so hard on the first day is all I'm going to say.
I get it.
You got to get your bearings first, especially when the guy tells you he is already hooking up with Sierra and very into it.
I get where she's coming from. She's just hurt at the same time.
The room. Take a minute.
Listen,
the room.
I think with her past boyfriends, I think Everett, she kind of went a little insane on that one, but he also kind of fucking sucked. So they were both toxically horrible.
I think these guys suck a lot. I just think she can handle it all. Like this is my big thing is like, we can all do things differently.
The only one who didn't suck was Carl. She really blew that one out of proportion.
Oh yeah.
Payman, that was all him. He has to see Stassi naked.
Yes, I know.
And Stravy was a big
Anyways, let's move on past Lindsay's terrible love life.
So we have another makeout session with Sierra, Austen, Paige, and Andrea. Paige totally wants to sleep with Andrea, but guys are simple. They want one thing, and when you give them that thing, they lose interest. So you hold out on that one thing. But Paige has already basically pictured her life with him. They're going to go on dates.
Again, going in too hard.
Going in really hard.
It sucks when you can see the outcome. Well, the good thing is we do know Paige is in a better place, but like when you can see the outcome and like both perspectives and each person doesn't know what's really going on. It's like tough to watch this.
It's amazing
Paige perspective.
So it's 10:13 p.m. Kyle tells Amanda he's gonna get wet tonight. And Amanda's like, okay. No. And then she thinks about it and goes,
jump in the hot tub.
She goes, what does that mean? Why are you gonna get wet? She was so shook. And he literally looks at her and goes, sex? And she's like, no,
absolutely not.
But I appreciate she was cracking up because of what Kyle said.
She's like, okay, wait, what?
So it's bedtime. So we wake up, it's Thursday, 10:07, 10 days left. Luke's vacuuming. Kyle's gonna work out, but instead he asks Austen to do a double date with their ladies.
Oh yeah.
Paige didn't get her coffee this morning. She's a little annoyed. Austen then
wait a
asked
minute.
Sierra,
For a minute, I wrote a note here. Austen. Oh wait, keep going. I'll tell this note in a minute.
Austen asked Sierra on a date, and Sierra is nervous because she actually really likes him.
Okay, this is it. When he walks out of the door, it's a sliding door into the master. Yeah. It makes no sense to me. What master bedroom has a sliding door? Those things are so hard to lock. It irked me so much that it was like this flimsy sliding door that is to the master.
You're right. They are hard to lock. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
So it's 11:26 a.m. It's time to get ready for the day with Austen. Paige and Sierra are getting ready together. Well, Paige is there to support Sierra. Austen supporting Craig, Craig supporting Austen. Austen hasn't been on like a real first date in 3 years.
Oh my God. This is this is how I feel like people who get divorced must feel like, yeah, 100%. It's been so long. Mm-hmm. This is stressful.
Paige, though, she's very happy for her friend, but Paige also wanted to go on a date.
She's like, why isn't this a triple date?
She's sad for herself.
Clearly you can see, well, the guys know more about Paige and Andrea's relationship. So Kyle, I'm sure, was like, all right, this isn't serious. Let's take the other one out.
So we're all waiting downstairs. Everyone's ready for the date. And Sierra walks down and she's in full glam and Amanda is in full comfort. And
Sierra's like, I didn't take the casual approach. And Amanda's like, well, this is what engagement looks like.
I love when she was like, it used to be all glam and like pretty outfits, and now she like can't even get out of bed. And then Kyle goes, do you want to put on some mascara? And she goes, no. I don't want to watch my face later.
Absolutely not.
I get it.
I mean, this is what happens when you've been not only like get to the engagement stage, but I've been engaged for 2 years during a pandemic.
And you live with them. Like Kyle's seeing the worst already.
We are at 50 years of marriage, basically, based on their compounding time spent together.
So Craig when everyone leaves for their date, Craig tries to call his girlfriend. There's no service. Also, he might be in a Chicago Bulls sweatshirt.
Oh, interesting. The tweets trolling him about this. Everybody's like, everybody else has great service, but Craig, weirdly, every time he talks to his girlfriend, can't talk to her.
She's also, though, somewhere weird.
Yeah, she's in Aspen, I think.
Yeah, I think they just can't match up. Also, no one cares about this relationship.
I just think it's hilarious how much they're struggling to talk, and we know how this ends up. Like, it's just foreshadowing.
We see it coming. Yeah. Also, I just love that Bravo's like, we got to put in there that like Craig has a girlfriend. So he like really quick does the, hey, I can't hear you. Okay, bye.
And he like talks pretending like she can't. All right, bye.
Like, please remember, Craig's in a relationship. He's not dead. He's just taken. So we go on the date. Austen gets Sierra's chair, so Kyle gets Amanda's chair, because you don't usually get chairs after 50 years of marriage.
I love this.
It's time for some wine. Kyle loves being around the young couples. They're flying. So refreshing, and they're making it kind of awkward for Austen and Sierra, who are like, we're not discussing like our coupledness because we're like too early.
You don't do a first date as a double date unless potentially it's a blind date as well.
It's too, like, if it was Paige and Andrea with Austen and Sierra, it could have been better.
Well, like if it's a blind date, I would be fine if it's a double date. Like if I've never met the person before.
Oh yeah, no, but if it's two new couples, you can never do a new couple and an old couple.
Yes, because that's just, they're not even a couple either.
Yeah, I mean, they were holding hands under the table. But we talk about the age difference because Sierra and Austen have an 8-year age difference, but Amanda and Kyle are 9 years apart. And actually,
in reality TV, it does not matter.
It truly doesn't. And actually, Sierra said she dated someone 19 to 20 years older than her.
That does matter.
That's old. Mom didn't know. But okay, back to the house for a second. Jason is reading while eating an apple. Paige is making a sandwich and talks to Gabby. And Paige expresses she's sad she didn't get a date. And Gabby says it's really nice to see Andrea with a girl because she's only known him to be sleeping around.
Which, like, these are comments we don't make to people who are into people.
I mean, I think that helps Paige put a little bit of guard up, but Paige should have asked if she had been like, what was Andrea like?
That's the thing. The way the comment was, it's like, it's so great to see him like this. He only typically sleeps around.
Yeah. It is.
Feels like a backhanded compliment, right?
I want to know where this ex-girlfriend was. How long did they date? Did Gabby know them together?
Was there an engagement ring purchased or viewed is what I want to know.
Was he sleeping around in this relationship?
Oh yeah.
So Luke and Andrea are working out together, and Andrea, while they're sitting there, gets 2 texts from 2 different girls that he likes.
Yeah, he's got.
And Luke is like,
smirk.
Ooh, but Luke and Paige aren't that good of friends, so Luke's just kind of like, whatever, man.
Yeah,
do your
Luke
thing.
says he's not. I mean, Luke isn't surprised. I'm not surprised. Like, look at him.
Surprised. Yeah, look at him. I'm texting him too. But Luke also, he came to the house with no expectations. He's really been feeling Julia though. And Andre's like, well, Julia and her boyfriend have had a lot of off and on. But Luke's like not the type to get involved with drama. So he's like,
but I think he's like, I'm gonna put a pin in that and wait to see if that situation changes. I'm not gonna hold my whole life. I'm not gonna Lindsay my whole life for this. But I'm just gonna be like, all right, into her sticky note on the wall.
He's putting her on the injury reserve.
Yes. Yeah.
Just in case. Okay, so now it's 3:03 p.m. We're on this date. We're talking about how New York and Charleston have Peter Pan syndrome. No boy can grow up. Sad. Sierra says she wants 3 kids. Eventually, she's planned it out. She's going to adopt one of those 3 kids.
She's like, I took Lindsay's timeline and backed it out a few years.
I made it my own timeline. Amanda actually wants to get off birth control to let nature take its course, so maybe she could have a baby. And Kyle's like, we don't need that. Just whenever we're ready, I'll just pump it out. Pump it up, I think is what he says.
I just can't.
So Kyle's a numbers dude. We got to rate this date. What was it out of 10? Sierra says an 11 and Austen says a 12. So this is the greatest date in the world.
You can't say anything less than that though, when you're still trying to hook up with this person for the next.
What if someone was like
13 days of vacation?
They should have said it was a 9 only because I know better is coming and you 2 won't be here next time.
Only because I know mom and dad won't be here next time.
Yeah, you guys need to shut the fuck up. But Austin's super into Sierra. He's like a star or hard eyes everywhere. Sierras do not grow on trees, but Austen doesn't know if he's ready to move on.
I do like how he says that though, despite everything with Lindsay and like him gaslighting her, like he does think like she's special and like he is really into it. That I think it could grow into something. He's just so effed up from this. Let's be honest, this is not an excuse. This is just kind of an explanation. This is filmed in February and he just went through so much shit on Southern Charm and then had to relive it and do a reunion about it.
Yeah, straight up Madison destroyed
like for 9 months. He basically lived in that.
Yeah, I get it. Madison destroyed his ass.
Yeah.
So now we're back in the house. Andrea, the romantic he is, asks Paige how much she weighs. And she's like, how much do I weigh? And he's like, yeah, how much do you weigh? And
which is not what a girl ever wants to hear.
I'm not going to answer this. How much do I weigh? But it wasn't out of pure curiosity. He honestly just wanted to bench her. Yeah. And she's like, I guess. So he then starts doing squats. He's going to do like 5 rounds of 12 or something, which Paige is like not happy for because her friends are on a date and she's being squatted.
Yeah. And you know what? She likes dad bods better, which
anyway,
again, any nod to Craig we can get is beautiful.
We love a good Craig dad bod. And that's how this ends. Paige is being squatted
and not being taken out.
Unhappy.
Yep.
Okay, so then next time on Winter House, we have champagne showers. Gabby in Spanish says that she wants Luke inside her. And Luke didn't know. He finds out later what that meant, which is also the best. Paige is crying. Lindsay and Jason are kind of hugging and cuddling. Austen and Sierra keep flirting. Andrea asks Paige on a date finally. Craig is skeptical, and Amanda has to tell Paige that Andrea just isn't into it.
I
have just not that into you.
But he apparently said that about her before going on the date. So that's why they're all like pissed in its conversation.
Ooh, I don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
But now we have to do fun, not fun, and then we'll get to my polls. So previously, Meredith, you are not allowed to pick Jules or Austen for fun.
Okay.
You're also not allowed to pick Austen and
Kyle
for not fun.
Okay.
And then just so people know, for fun, I cannot pick Luke or Paige. And for not fun, I cannot pick Craig or Jules. I already have my not fun. I'm set.
I feel like I need like a board, like with darts on it.
I know. I have my not fun. I'm ready.
Okay, then you go ahead with your not fun.
My not fun is Austen. He's the worst friend. He's gaslighting. He's telling Lindsay again, we had to relive, I love you like a sister, when he fucked her already. Yeah, and then he tries to gaslight her to Sierra. He's just so into her, which is like fine. But like I didn't watch Winter House to watch couples be bored. I watched it for hookups and I watched it for drunkenness, and I'm not getting enough of that. And I think Austen's being a bad friend to Lindsay and not understanding that maybe her feelings are valid.
And the like talking shit behind her back.
Yeah, let's stop. Let's
stop. I don't like that. I don't
her.
think Austen is wrong for like wanting to pursue Sierra and not Lindsay.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just clarifying. Like
I
think he's gonna take this as that, and that frustrates me.
Yes, it does. I think he went about all of his. He also is allowed to have feelings. He's just not expressing his feelings. He's harping on other people for having feelings.
Correct.
Also, he's being super lame. I'm kind of over Austen and Sierra. I know
he's not giving me enough.
Like at least Kyle has a full meltdown about how much he loves Amanda.
I'm never on Kyle like in the positives, and I'm like, yeah, Kyle's bringing me the like
drama.
I'm gonna
the mystery
negative, like the downer kind of drama, but in a good way, like this is fun. Yeah, I agree with your Austen one, but I'm gonna pick Jules as my not fun.
Yep,
because
that was my other one.
That is just like, and this was a question on Watch What Happens Live, like, is Jules wrong for dancing with Luke? Everybody said no, and I agree with that. It's not about that one incident in a vacuum. It's about her specifically talking with Gabby. That Gabby's into Luke, so she already knows that. One, your friend's into someone, that means it's off limits. And two, that she wanted to play matchmaker. Like, that's not playing matchmaker. That pisses me off. I've had this happen to me where like a friend has basically done something similar, and the guy starts being into then your friend. It's so messed up.
It's very upsetting. So yeah, that was my other one I wanted to block, but I picked Austen because I can't.
Very deserving group.
Okay, I think I have my fun.
Okay, do your fun.
I think I'm gonna pick. Oh, I hope I don't regret this. I keep saving like a lot of my good ones
I know.
for like later, but I'm gonna give one of them. I'm gonna give it to Amanda.
Ooh.
Listen, Kyle has been working and ignoring her, and now finally she gets her validation. He is crying. He has realized how much he misses her. She deserves the world. He tells her he loves her so much, and he knows he's been taking her for granted. He then, because she is a queen, gets her teeth brushed for her. She doesn't even have to get out of bed. Then she does the best on the bunny hill, and she's fun. She's also flirting with Jason a little bit. She's near her wedding ring. She is killing the game. I love Amanda. I love her so much. Okay,
I am gonna pick Sierra.
Okay.
I think she is having a pretty good episode despite not saying like rebuking Austen's commentary, but I get it. She's kind of looking at things with rose-colored glasses. It's hard not to, but she's doing a lot. Like, she got asked on a date. She's still like bonding with her bestie gals, taking shots with the group. She did fine on those bunny hills, no complaints. You know, she had an overall positive episode.
But she got right back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were good. It's hard because I like really am saving like Kyle and Lindsay for a moment.
Well, and like there wasn't too much like really positive stuff this episode. Let's be like, it was good drama. Like, I loved it.
The drama was fantastic.
But there's no one like with a great spotlight on them for a good reason.
Agreed. Okay, so actually I did have a few polls. Let me get to them. Okay, so this was one. I said, or the tweet was, I'm going to need some details on how Julia was responsible for Gabby and her ex breaking up. And I said, does Gabby have a right to be pissed at Julia? And it's actually a 50-50 split. 3 said yes, and 3 said no. And we said yes. So we were 2 out of those 3 yeses. So
all I'm going to say is, if you said no, I don't want you around any boy I like.
No.
That's all I'm going to say.
No, shady. Okay, so then the next poll I had was Austen talking crap about Lindsay behind her back to Sierra is gross. So glad I'm not best friends with someone who would treat me like that way just to have a better chance at hooking up with Sierra. And I asked, is Austen the worst friend? And 3 people said yes, and 2 people said no. We were again 2 of the 3 yeses. And then 2 other people said, no, he is not the worst friend. I wish Dustin had voted, because we know he doesn't get what it is with these Southern Charm bitches. 100%. So he would have agreed. And then I said, I asked about the Sierra thing, and we did have Jackie, who's a $5 patron. So she agrees. She never thought Luke did anything wrong, which do it, girl. You know what? I'm coming around.
Wait, Luke.
Yeah.
Luke didn't do anything wrong.
The tweet was like, why didn't Sierra stick up for, or like, why does Sierra stand by Austen? Didn't stand by Luke and blah, blah, blah. But
I just think Luke's tone wasn't like, I think he came in really hot.
Luke's warming up to me. Listen,
I like Luke.
It's that fire he keeps starting. I know, I did too. He's like the James, where like, I don't agree. But he's just like so fun and like nice that I like.
He just floats in the middle. I just don't think he likes to be on reality TV. He doesn't like playing the game. So like, I don't like him as a reality TV star.
But he's kind of okay at it.
He's just neutral, so he's just there. He's like he's kind of like a server who like is on a few episodes.
He's a good friend, you know, like he's a good Kathy Hilton.
He's a real housewives friend.
He's gonna come in.
Okay. Don't compare him to Kathy Hilton. Come on, Kathy is gold.
Not as good, but like you know what I mean, in the sense where he's funny. Like I genuinely enjoy when he's on my TV. He's couldn't hold the show himself.
Side character to interact with the main group.
But like Kathy, most of the time, she was just funny, right?
Yeah,
like
she was responding on the things happening.
She was funny. Luke doesn't respond. He just builds an igloo or builds a fire or like weirdly plays guitar in his room, and it's like kind of funny.
Yeah,
he's the downgrade the off-brand Kathy Hilton for Winter House. 100%
there. So I have 2 things to note from Watch What Happens Live. Great episode. Highly recommend watching. 1, I'm gonna lead with the like lower tier thing, just because you're gonna love this. That Paige agrees with you that Katie's feather outfit from Vanderpump Rules is trash. Trash. Which, like, if you guys don't know what we are talking about, go listen to our Vanderpump Pasta or Vanderpump Rules podcast.
I don't dress that well. I don't, because usually I can't find shit that I think looks good on me, and also I can't afford shit, but I can judge other people really well. And Paige has got an eye for fashion, and I'm telling you,
Paige hated
that outfit was fucking trash. Katie, burn it. It's just the feathers.
Yeah. And then the second thing, which is related to this show, is that Andy asked if Sierra was annoyed with anything she saw on the show, and Sierra said 2 things. 1, that Lindsay kissing Austen at the bar, which I thought she saw because they were all in that same bar. It was
weird.
But then also, she was not told the same history between Austen and Lindsay that she is seeing on the show.
So Austen may have lied a little bit, huh?
So
Or
I think
downplayed
he did
it.
a lie of omission, I bet, where it's just like, oh yeah, we're best friends, we talk. And then it's like,
He
wait a
just
minute.
downplayed it.
Yeah.
He was like, we're besties.
It's no big deal.
But then you see it and they are like
and then
besties.
It's like, oh yeah, we slept together once, you know, like it just happened. Yeah. But then it's like, oh, I bet there's a lot more backstory to that.
Damn.
People couldn't decide if they think that they're still together, Austen and Sierra, or not. And I don't think they are based on her comments towards the end.
No, I don't think they are either. Oh, I hope not. Like, no offense.
It was a lot friendlier and better at the beginning.
Yeah, I just like hope not. Also, I saw a clip of Watch What Happens Live when Paige and Sierra were on. This like is kind of going into Housewives a little bit, but he asked her about Erica Jane. And Sierra was big, like, obviously Erica Jane kind of sucks now. Yeah. And Paige is like, I still like her.
I know a lot of people who don't care about the legal stuff and they're just like, I still like her.
Listen, I think she's still, because I'm a big Erica Jane fan, except I think she really portrayed herself horribly this season and the reunion, because she's doing that thing where she was like, ask me any question, and someone would be like, why aren't you mad? And she's like, is this Matt? And you'd be like, okay, this is why I'm not asking. Even Andy was like, this is why they're not asking you questions. And she's like, but you can ask me anything. You can ask me the questions. I was like, whoa. Like, I think
it was a cycle of like, you can literally ask me anything. Nobody would ask me. And then somebody would ask questions and she would bite their heads off. And then Garcelle would be like, this is why. And she'd be like, why would you say that to me?
No, you can ask me anything. I'm an open book. Anything I legally can say, I'll just answer. Okay, then Erica, are you mad? I am so angry at you. You're like, oh, okay. They're like,
I'm dying.
But that's why. And then I loved
we're Andy huge Bravo stands of everything.
Really quick, it's so funny. Andy was really trying to contain this reunion. It got away from him a few times. But Andy then was like, does anyone have any questions for Erica? And everyone goes, nope. Sorry, I'm like squeaking. It was so funny. And that's what I kind of hope. That's what I need these Winter House. I hope there's a reunion. I don't think there will be.
I wonder if there's going to be like a Watch What Happens live version.
Oh, maybe.
You know, like, how they used to do those back in the day?
Yes. But the Summer House season 5 reunion was one of the best reunions.
I agree. I just don't think that they booked enough time for it. I bet like the schedule's already out. So I bet that they didn't save space for it.
Yeah. I love we all know I love reunions. Also,
and to have 7 episodes, 8, like 6 is a little 6-pack. 7 is a little like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Also, for any of you listening on our Patreon, this episode obviously came out a little late, and that's because the Bravo app for some reason didn't put this episode on for like 3 days.
Even Watch What Happens Live came out late.
It wasn't on. I was trying to watch it. So I really missed Bravo, and I ended up rewatching the Vanderpump season 8 reunions because those were some of the funniest is still when Max was like, Kristen and I hooked up, and Tom Sandoval and James are the ones that just die laughing. They're like, of course. I love reunions. Sorry. Long, so I'm on a tangent.
Let's wrap up.
Okay. Please rate and review. That's it.
Do all the
things. Patreon if you want, but rate and review. Okay, bye.
Thanks, guys.